reflecting on the conversation we just had with Sam Seder, a couple of thoughts. First of all, as virtually every American knows, the other day there was a terrible shooting in Virginia where congressional Republicans were practicing for the annual Democratic-Republican baseball game. It was a terrible incident with terrible injuries to a Republican member of Congress and to other people as well. The shooter was killed. You know all that. But a little, the conversation with Sam, in that light, there are a couple of things we need to remember. First of all, we have to keep fighting for what we believe in. We have to keep fighting for the left, no matter how many people throw up obstacles in our way. And one of those obstacles is going to be that of false equivalence. Now, the right and the Republicans have made much of the fact that the shooter was, at least at one point, apparently an enthusiastic Bernie Sanders supporter. Well, Bernie Sanders is the most popular politician in the country. So the statistical probability that one of his followers might become unhinged or one of his supporters, certainly not unlikely. But let us remember the big difference between all the violence that's been caused by crazy people on the right and this one incident of violence, and it is this: that on the right, there is a rhetoric of violence. When Gabby Giffords was shot, Sarah Palin had put up a web image that showed gun sites where there were Democratic members of Congress, including Gabby Giffords, who she thought could be defeated. They've talked about beating liberals with baseball bats. They've talked about all sorts of violent imagery, that liberals are traitors and murderers and all that sort of thing. So it's a false equivalence to suggest that there is anything like that on the genuine left. But I've also seen people in the centrist Clinton-Obama wing of the party use this to suggest that there's something inherently wrong with the left. That, frankly, is either a cynical ploy so profound as to be shocking in its cynicism, or it is a sign of a soul sickness of a kind that suggests you are out of touch with your own emotions on the matter as well as reality. Look, we all hate the violence, but the left has been more consistent than any other group in the country in condemning unnecessary violence, including the unnecessary violence of needless wars in Iraq that many Democrats on the centrist wing voted for, or needless attacks in the Middle East that take lives without contributing to peace. So let us not misuse or abuse or misunderstand this terrible circumstance. Let's keep fighting and building progressive media with good friends like Sam Seder, and let us not be deterred by the rhetorical ploys of others.